Rotero for why Sun Tzu said, "Appear weak when you are strong." The Deceptive Power Game. This channel reveals the hidden laws of strategy and control. Subscribe and tell me where you're watching from. He once said, "When you are strong, appear weak. When you are weak, appear strong." Most people repeat that line as if it were a clever saying, but few truly understand the terrifying precision behind it. To Sun Tzu, deception wasn't simply a military tactic. It was a psychological weapon, a tool for reshaping perception itself. The battlefield he spoke of wasn't just the plains of ancient China, it was the human mind. In war, in politics, in business, and in everyday life, those who understand perception command reality. The one who can shape how others see the situation already controls how they will act within it. Power is not always about strength, it's about the illusion of strength and the ability to hide it. Sun Tzu's brilliance was in seeing that visibility is vulnerability. The moment others can measure your power, they can prepare for it. They can adapt, resist, or destroy you. But when your power is invisible, when it hides beneath layers of humility, uncertainty, or apparent weakness, it becomes unpredictable. And unpredictability is the purest form of control. To appear weak is not to be weak. It is to use perception as armor, to invite the enemy's arrogance, to lure them into confidence, and then, when they are unguarded, to strike from the shadows. The psychology behind this principle is as relevant today as it was 2,000 years ago. Because in every arena of life, negotiation, relationships, leadership, people react not to truth, but to the image of truth they believe. Let's go deeper. The strongest generals in history were not the loudest, nor the most visibly powerful. They were the calm ones, the ones who smiled when insulted, who conceded when challenged, who bowed while planning victory. They understood that domination begins in silence, that control begins not with force, but with patience. Think of a chess player. The master does not attack immediately. He sacrifices pawns, allows the opponent to advance, even lets the board seem uneven. He hides the intention behind each move, creating an illusion of weakness, until suddenly the trap closes. Every perceived mistake was calculated. Every retreat was designed to lead the opponent deeper into his own defeat. This is the art of controlled perception, the ability to influence reality by guiding what others believe. In battle, it may mean feigning disorder to lure an army into overconfidence. In business, it may mean underplaying your potential until the competition reveals its plans. In life, it may mean concealing ambition until the moment your preparation becomes undeniable. People crave clarity. They want to see who is strong, who is weak, who is winning, who is not. Sun Tzu understood that this craving is the greatest vulnerability of all. The moment you give people certainty, they stop thinking. They act on assumption. And when they act on assumption, they become predictable. To appear weak when you are strong is to weaponize their expectations. It's not cowardice, it's control. When an adversary sees your silence, they mistake it for fear. When they see your composure, they think you are unprepared. When they see you step back, they think you've surrendered. But the wise strategist knows that every step backward is measured. Every delay is purposeful. Every silence conceals calculation. Strength that hides itself multiplies its impact. Sun Tzu believed that the most dangerous enemy is the one who cannot be read, because the human brain fears uncertainty more than defeat. A visible enemy can be confronted. A hidden one consumes your thoughts, drains your energy, and forces mistakes. That is why the appearance of weakness is such a devastating psychological weapon. It disarms the opponent's caution. It invites their overreach. And once they overreach, you own them. In modern times, this principle governs not only warfare but the social and corporate battlefield. The leader who underplays his authority often earns loyalty instead of fear. The negotiator who seems uncertain provokes the other side to reveal their position. The entrepreneur who appears modest avoids envy until his success is undeniable. Deception, when rooted in awareness, is not evil, it's survival. Because the world rewards those who can see more than others see, feel more than others feel, and wait longer than others can wait. Sun Tzu's teaching wasn't about lying. It was about controlling the truth's presentation. Power is perception, and perception is timing. Think of the general who arrives late to the battlefield, his army appearing exhausted and disorganized. The enemy, full of pride, rushes forward to finish the fight, unaware that the ground beneath them is chosen, the formation intentional, the weakness staged. In moments, their advantage turns to panic. They realize too late that they were never in control. Every successful strategist must master 3 dimensions of perception. 1. How you see yourself. If you believe that showing power makes you strong, you are already exposed. The ego craves validation. It wants to display dominance. But every display attracts resistance. Restraint, not revelation, is the mark of true strength. 2. How others see you. Your image is your weapon. Every expression, tone, and move tells a story. The wise learn to let others build that story themselves. Give them fragments, let them underestimate. Because once they decide who you are, you can decide what they'll never see. 3. How reality unfolds. Deception is only effective if it aligns with time. A premature revelation of strength breaks the illusion. A mistimed silence loses its power. Strategy is a rhythm, not a single strike, but a symphony of invisible preparations. In the modern world, this law of perception appears everywhere. In leadership, relationships, politics, and media. A calm individual in a storm often wields more influence than the loudest voice. A silent presence in the room commands more curiosity than the one shouting for attention. Because people sense energy, and when they can't define it, they magnify it. The mystery of restraint is often more intimidating than aggression. Sun Tzu understood the paradox of control, that power exposed is power limited, but power concealed is power infinite. He knew that visibility creates opposition. If you display success, envy awakens. If you flaunt strength, challenge rises. If you declare your plan, sabotage begins. But if you conceal, if you quietly execute, letting others misinterpret your silence, you move freely. This is the discipline of the unseen, the art of appearing ordinary while thinking extraordinarily, the art of letting others underestimate you so completely that they help build your advantage. In every age, the most intelligent leaders have worn masks, not of deceit, but of protection. They learned to bend perception to serve purpose. And beneath their calm exteriors, behind their humble tones, behind their apparent vulnerability, something far more dangerous was taking shape: patience, precision, and control. When you appear weak, you invite your opponent's confidence. And confidence, unguarded, is the beginning of defeat. Most people want to appear strong because they fear being underestimated. But to the strategist, being underestimated is the greatest weapon of all. It gives you time, space, and invisibility. It allows you to grow unnoticed, to strike unseen, to move without resistance. Power is not about being seen. It's about being felt. And those who master the art of invisibility, the deceptive power game Sun Tzu warned about, hold an advantage that no weapon can match. Because when the world believes you are weak, you are free to prepare in silence. And in silence, all true power is born. When Sun Tzu taught the art of deception, he wasn't glorifying manipulation. He was exposing the reality of how human beings perceive strength. He understood that the world doesn't reward truth, it rewards perception. The one who manages perception commands power. To appear weak is not to lower yourself. It is to position yourself strategically in a world that attacks what it envies and resists what it fears. By concealing your strength, you bypass both reactions. You move beneath the radar of the insecure and the envious. You travel quietly, letting others destroy themselves in noise. The human mind is addicted to appearances. It judges, assumes, and acts based on surface impressions. Most people see what they expect to see, not what is real. And Sun Tzu understood how dangerous that blindness could be, not for the wise, but for the arrogant. He built his philosophy on 3 psychological truths. 1. People believe what confirms their desires. 2. They see weakness as opportunity. 3. They mistake silence for uncertainty. And so, by appearing weak, you feed their desire for control. You let them believe they hold power until the moment you choose to show otherwise. Imagine 2 generals facing each other across a valley. One stands tall, confident, his banners high, his soldiers armored and gleaming in the sun. The other appears scattered, weary, his formation loose, his camp disorganized. The confident general laughs. He believes the battle already won. He charges with pride, certain that his enemy will collapse. But as his men advance, the weak army suddenly shifts. The formation tightens. Hidden reserves rise from the forest. The confident general realizes too late that he was never seeing the truth. He was seeing what his ego wanted to be true. That is the trap of perception. Pride blinds the powerful faster than fear weakens the powerless. The greatest strategist understands that strength is only useful when it remains invisible until the moment of need. Because the moment it's seen, it becomes a target. Sun Tzu didn't fight wars of muscle, he fought wars of mind. He knew that to destroy an enemy physically is temporary, but to destroy their certainty is permanent. The army that believes it is safe while walking into danger has already lost. The businessman who believes his competitors are weak has already exposed his arrogance. The person who thinks they can read you easily has already handed you the advantage. To appear weak when you are strong is not deception for its own sake. It is a form of emotional camouflage. You conceal power not to mislead, but to protect. To allow your strategy to mature without interference. The seed that grows in silence survives the longest storms. Modern society worships visibility. People post their victories, flaunt their possessions, and announce their goals. They believe exposure equals strength, but exposure is fragility disguised as confidence. The more eyes that see your plan, the more forces arise to dismantle it. Sun Tzu would call this self-inflicted defeat. The quiet strategist knows that visibility attracts energy, positive and negative. He lets others shout, compete, and reveal themselves while he studies them in silence. For every loud ego that burns bright, there is a calm intelligence that endures. Let's translate this ancient wisdom into the modern battlefield of human interaction. In negotiation, the one who speaks less holds more power. The one who reveals their emotions, their urgency, or their goals too quickly gives away their leverage. To appear uncertain, to hesitate, to pause, to let silence stretch, forces the other side to fill the void. And in their eagerness, they reveal everything. In relationships, those who always try to prove their worth, their loyalty, their importance are easily manipulated. But the one who is calm, who gives less, who waits, that person commands respect without demanding it. Power in emotion works the same as power in war. The less you expose, the harder it is for others to control you. In leadership, appearing too strong creates resistance. Subordinates fear what they cannot match. They pretend loyalty but hide resentment. But the leader who appears humble, uncertain, even slightly vulnerable, earns trust. Because people don't rebel against weakness, they protect it. And while they protect you, you guide them quietly toward your vision. This is not hypocrisy, it's wisdom. It's understanding that the psychology of influence depends not on what is true, but on what feels safe to others. And appearing weak disarms resistance. Sun Tzu called this winning without fighting. He knew that victory achieved through manipulation of perception saves more energy than victory achieved through open confrontation. The power of invisibility. There is a principle few people understand. Visibility is a tax on freedom. Every time you reveal something, your intentions, your resources, your emotional state, you limit your flexibility. You give others data to calculate your moves. But when you remain unseen, undefined, unpredictable, you can move in any direction. That's why Sun Tzu valued invisibility. Be formless, he said. When you are without form, the enemy cannot find your weakness. In personal terms, that means not defining yourself too rigidly. Don't label yourself as powerful, successful, humble, or wise, because the moment you do, people start measuring you by it. And measurement is the first step toward limitation. True power is fluid. It adapts, shifts, bends, disappears. It doesn't need to be declared. Imagine a martial artist standing before an opponent. The beginner clenches his fists, his stance fixed. His body screams readiness. The master stands loosely, relaxed, almost careless. Yet the power coiled inside him is greater. His calm is not weakness, it's depth. Because he knows his strength so completely that he no longer needs to prove it. That's the state Sun Tzu wanted every strategist to reach. A quiet mastery that no longer seeks recognition, because recognition itself weakens the position. Deception as psychological mirror. Sun Tzu's strategies don't work because they trick people, they work because they let people trick themselves. When you appear weak, arrogant people reveal their impatience. Insecure people reveal their envy. Aggressive people reveal their need for dominance. You don't force their moves, you simply allow them to expose themselves. This is the genius of appearing weak. It's not about acting, it's about mirroring. You become a reflection of what they want to see, and in that reflection, their true motives surface. The wise strategist doesn't rush to reveal truth. He uses illusion as a diagnostic tool. Every reaction from others becomes information. Every assumption they make becomes a map of their psyche. To appear weak is to listen deeply, to study silently, to let others write the story, while you hold the pen that ends it. The paradox of control. Control, in its purest form, is invisible. You don't feel controlled by someone who lets you think you're free. You don't resist manipulation that feels like choice. That's why the best strategists hide their power behind subtlety. The greatest control is not forcing obedience. It's guiding perception until obedience feels voluntary. Sun Tzu's wisdom touches something beyond strategy. It touches the essence of human nature. The mind wants to believe it understands, that it sees through deception, that it's always one step ahead. This arrogance blinds it. So the strategist gives it what it craves, the illusion of superiority, and through that illusion, control is achieved. The weak appearance feeds the ego of others. They think they've already won, and that false victory dulls their instincts, drains their discipline, and lowers their guard. They become predictable, lazy, and open to attack. That is when the silent one strikes. Not with emotion, not with anger, but with precision. The hidden cost of always appearing strong. Most people exhaust themselves pretending to be powerful. They chase the appearance of strength rather than building the discipline that creates it. They roar to hide fear, argue to hide ignorance, and project confidence to mask doubt. But appearance without substance is the most fragile illusion of all. When life tests them, when failure, loss, or chaos strikes, their facade collapses, and they are left exposed because they invested in image instead of resilience. Sun Tzu's wisdom reverses this illusion. Build the substance. Build the skill, the patience, the knowledge, the awareness, quietly, invisibly. Let others chase the spotlight. Let them burn themselves trying to be seen. You stay in the shadows, building power that doesn't depend on perception. Then, when the moment comes, you won't need to appear strong. You will be strong effortlessly. Silence as a weapon. Silence is the purest form of deception. It forces others to project their thoughts into your void. They reveal what they think of you. They tell you their fears by assuming yours. They speak to fill the space you control. The loud reveal, the silent observe. In Sun Tzu's mind, silence wasn't passive. It was active warfare. It was the ability to manipulate emotion without a single word. To stand so still that the opponent loses composure simply by trying to read you. In life, this skill separates those who react from those who rule. The one who needs to prove strength loses it. The one who holds back, watches, and waits becomes the axis around which others rotate. To appear weak when you are strong is, therefore, not a tactic but a way of life. It is the discipline of invisibility, the refusal to announce your intentions, the maturity to let others underestimate you while you build the foundation of inevitability. Power is not loud. Power is not visible. Power moves beneath the surface, shaping outcomes before anyone realizes it was there. This is the deceptive power game. The game not of lies, but of timing. Not of illusion, but of understanding. Because the one who understands the mind, its fears, its pride, its hunger for certainty, can rule any battlefield, physical or psychological. And the secret to winning that game is, as Sun Tzu said, when you are strong, appear weak. When you are near, appear far. When you are ready, appear unprepared. In that space between appearance and reality lies the entire art of control. Every principle Sun Tzu wrote had two faces, one directed outward, toward others, and one directed inward, toward the self. The first two parts of this law deal with perception and manipulation, how to control what others see. But the final mastery comes when the strategist turns that same deception inward, learning how to control the most dangerous enemy of all, the mind itself. Because before you can appear weak when you are strong, you must learn to feel strong when you appear weak. Most people cannot. Their sense of identity depends on visibility. If the world does not recognize their power, they feel powerless. If others don't validate their strength, they begin to doubt it. But true strength, the kind Sun Tzu spoke of, does not vanish when unseen. It grows there. It refines itself in obscurity, away from praise, away from applause, away from noise. The warrior who needs recognition has already lost the battle of the soul. To appear weak requires immense discipline, because it means resisting the human craving for acknowledgement. It means letting others underestimate you, even disrespect you, while maintaining unshakable composure. It means allowing the ego to starve so that wisdom can live. Sun Tzu's teachings are, in essence, a test of patience. Can you remain silent while being doubted? Can you remain calm while being overlooked? Can you watch others receive credit for victories that began with your strategy? If you can, you are closer to mastery than you think. Because when you no longer need to appear strong, you have transcended the need for validation, and that is true strength. The inner battlefield. The outer war is easy compared to the inner one. The enemy before you can be studied, analyzed, and defeated. But the enemy within, your impulses, your vanity, your fear, is invisible, relentless, and familiar. Sun Tzu knew this. He wrote about knowing yourself and knowing the enemy. And he placed knowing yourself first for a reason. Because if you cannot master your emotions, your strategies will betray you. To appear weak, you must control pride. To wait for the right moment, you must control impatience. To remain silent when provoked, you must control anger. Each of these acts looks simple, but they require mastery of the self far greater than any external victory. Every moment of restraint is a battle won within. In this way, Sun Tzu's philosophy transcends warfare. It becomes a guide for personal power, a manual for navigating a world ruled by perception, ego, and reaction. Deception as discipline. There is a quiet elegance in deception when used as discipline. It forces you to study others more than you reveal yourself. It teaches observation over expression, listening over speaking, patience over performance. To deceive effectively, you must first understand the emotional architecture of human beings, their fears, insecurities, and needs. You must learn to read the tremors in tone, the hesitation in words, the subtle shifts in confidence. The one who masters this becomes invisible not because they vanish, but because they blend perfectly into the rhythm of others. Sun Tzu understood something profound. The one who appears weak controls the tempo. Because weakness invites aggression, aggression reveals impulse, and impulse can be predicted. Once prediction enters the equation, control is no longer a contest. It is certainty. By appearing weak, you invite others to expose their plan. By hiding your strength, you learn theirs. And by the time the truth is visible, the outcome is already written. That is why Sun Tzu valued invisibility over force. Not because he feared battle, but because he understood that the greatest power lies in never needing to use it. The ego trap. There's a story told of a general who could not tolerate being underestimated. Each time the enemy taunted him, he would rush to prove his might. He won small battles but lost the war. His need to be seen as strong consumed his strategy. His emotions became his compass, and it led him into ambush after ambush. The great enemy of power is not weakness, it is pride. Pride shatters strategy. It makes you reveal your plans, overestimate your abilities, and underestimate the intelligence of others. It's the invisible poison that turns strength into fragility. Sun Tzu's command to appear weak when you are strong was not a trick. It was an antidote to pride. It's a reminder that power without control is self-destruction waiting to happen. In the modern world, pride wears new armor. It appears in the need to prove yourself online, to showcase every achievement, to announce your goals before they've matured. But what Sun Tzu taught still applies. The strongest move is silence. The most intimidating success is unseen until it's undeniable. The wise don't speak of what they will do. They let the results do the talking. The long game. Deception is not a short-term tactic, it is a lifelong discipline. Those who master it understand the tempo of time. They know when to hide and when to strike, when to retreat and when to reveal. Sun Tzu's warriors were not impulsive. They moved like water, fluid, silent, and adaptive. They shaped themselves to circumstance. They knew that sometimes to win you must lose on purpose. Sometimes to advance you must appear to retreat. Modern minds often fail to grasp this. They think strategy means dominance, constant progress, visible control. But the masters of influence understand that the path to power is cyclical, not linear. You must bend before you rise, fade before you shine. Appearing weak is part of that cycle. It's the gathering of storm clouds before lightning strikes. The quiet inhale before the roar. Power, when it matures, no longer rushes. It doesn't demand attention. It simply waits because it knows time is its most loyal ally. Mastering perception without losing integrity. There is a moral dimension to Sun Tzu's principle that often gets overlooked. Many confuse deception with dishonesty. But true deception, as he defined it, was not about lying, it was about guiding attention. You don't need to invent illusions. You simply decide what not to reveal. The truth remains the same, you just reveal it on your terms. Integrity is not the same as transparency. Transparency serves emotion. Integrity serves purpose. And purpose requires privacy. If every seed had to prove it was growing, it would never break the soil. In your own life, applying Sun Tzu's law means learning when to speak and when to stay silent, when to share and when to withhold, when to appear uncertain to disarm aggression, and when to appear defeated to lower resistance. The goal is not manipulation, it is efficiency. To achieve outcomes with the least possible friction. The power of controlled perception. Look around. The world is full of people desperate to be understood, admired, respected. They reveal themselves constantly, exhausting their mystery, burning their potential. But the few who master the art of appearing weak, the few who can hide brilliance behind humility, move unseen, unchallenged, unstoppable. They are not controlled by the crowd because they do not need the crowd's approval. They are not manipulated by noise because they live in silence. And when the time comes to act, their strike feels sudden, though it was planned for years. These are the people who seem to appear from nowhere. They build empires while others chase attention. They transform lives while others chase validation. They become powerful not because they seek control, but because they master the rhythm of concealment. This is the essence of Sun Tzu's law, not deception as deceit, but deception as wisdom. The final lesson, power over self. The ultimate victory of the strategist is not over an enemy, it is over the self. To truly appear weak when you are strong, you must learn detachment. You must stand apart from your own ego, your own fears, your own impulses to react. You must let others misunderstand you without the need to correct them. You must be content with invisibility, because the need to be seen is the ultimate weakness. When you transcend it, you become untouchable. No insult can reach you, no competition can threaten you, no failure can define you. You move with quiet certainty, shaping outcomes through subtlety and timing, not noise and pride. And then, when the world finally realizes your strength, it will seem sudden, but it will not be. It will be the inevitable revelation of years of disciplined invisibility. That is the deceptive power game. Not deception against others, but mastery over the illusion of self. Sun Tzu did not write for warriors alone. He wrote for anyone who seeks to command the battlefield of life, where perception is weapon, patience is armor, and silence is strength. When you are strong, appear weak, not to hide from conflict, but to choose when it begins. When you are ready, appear unprepared, not to deceive others, but to let arrogance expose itself. When you hold the truth, stay silent, not out of fear, but because silence is strategy. Control perception and you control reality. Control yourself and you control destiny. The battlefield is not the world, it is the mind. And the mind that masters its own illusions needs no enemies to conquer. If the story moved you, share it with someone who needs it, and tell me in the comments what illusion you'll break tonight. And remember, this channel reveals the hidden laws of strategy and control. Subscribe and keep learning how to command not just the world around you, but the one within.